A quiet, modern kitchen where a simple, warm cup holds secrets. An ancient world of wild, green magic. Deep within the heavy mist of Yunnan province, an untouched primordial forest breathes quietly, guarding leaves older than empires. Look closely at this wild, rugged surface, where a single, fragile, crystal dewdrop rests, waiting to be discovered by myth. Legends speak of the mythical ruler, Shennong, who rested under these emerald canopies, seeking healing herbs for his people. A gentle gust of wind sweeps by, and a lone stray green leaf falls, descending gracefully into his boiling water. The pure water slowly turns golden, releasing an earthy, intoxicating, hidden floral aroma, awakening the senses of the ancient king. Watch the tightly curled ancient leaf expand, breathing life into the hot boiling liquid, transforming from simple plant to medicine. It was never just a simple drink, but a potent, sacred remedy of nature, restoring balance to the weary human soul. Calloused hands began to carefully pluck them, choosing only the youngest, tender spring buds, harnessing the immense power of the earth. Through centuries, this magical green elixir spread, reaching quiet, secluded mountain monastery meditation halls, where monks found clarity in its warmth. They learned to masterfully dry and roast, preserving the ephemeral soul of the forest, turning raw green leaves into dark treasures. The wild, untamed plant was finally domesticated, becoming a symbol of ultimate cultural refinement, bound to travel far beyond native soils. Poured gently into fine, exquisite imperial porcelain, it reflected the glorious wealth of dynasties, a quiet luxury reserved for the elites. But the empire hungered for strong horses, forcing a grueling exchange across freezing mountains, forging the treacherous ancient tea-horse road. Compacted tightly into heavy, dense, solid bricks, this humble leaf became a powerful currency, ready to conquer the entire greedy world. High above the mortal world, where clouds touch the earth, the ancient tea trees stand silent, witnessing the rise of forgotten emperors. Deep beneath the cold, damp soil, their hidden roots slowly absorb rich minerals, transforming raw earth into liquid gold. Solitary monks discovered this hidden magic, finding profound, absolute stillness in every bitter sip, awakening the deepest corners of the mind. Heavy stone mills turned endlessly in silence, crushing the dried emerald leaves into fine dust, creating a vibrant, mesmerizing green universe. Soon, this monastic secret reached the capital, where vast, meticulously manicured imperial gardens were planted, serving only the most powerful royal bloodlines. Bamboo whisks danced rapidly through the dark water, creating a thick, rich, beautiful jade foam, capturing the true essence of spring. Time flowed and methods evolved rapidly, as master artisans began roasting whole, tender leaves, stopping the natural oxidation with intense, blazing heat. The fresh green leaves hit the scorching iron, releasing a sudden, powerful wave of sweet fragrance, preserving their natural soul for decades. This precious roasted cargo could now survive long journeys, traveling across treacherous, unforgiving, deadly desert routes, connecting the East to an unaware world. Carefully packed inside sturdy wooden chests, sealed perfectly with thick red imperial stamped wax, the leaves slumbered in absolute pitch darkness. Eventually, these wooden chests reached the bustling coastal ports, where massive, foreign wooden sailing ships waited, hungry for the legendary green treasure. Heavy pieces of pure, shining foreign silver were eagerly traded for this delicate, fragile harvest, shifting the global balance of incredible wealth. The precious cargo entered the dark, unforgiving belly of ships, enduring months of violent, terrifying ocean storms, sailing slowly towards a desperate, waiting Europe. Deep inside the damp, claustrophobic wooden hull, the dried, withered leaves waited in absolute silence, unaware of the bloody wars they would ignite. As pale European shores emerged through the thick morning fog, a new dark obsession was quietly born, and the world would never be the same. Through thick London smog, it appeared, a luxurious foreign indulgence silently arrived, capturing the hearts of wealthy aristocrats. Delicate porcelain cups shattered social boundaries, as the exotic dark liquid poured, becoming a symbol of pure status. Sprawling grand estates hosted lavish gatherings, where whispered political secrets freely flowed. Hidden beneath the sweet floral aroma, sweet white sugar from distant colonies, dissolved slowly into the dark tea, masking the brutal reality of empires. A powerful, massive corporate monopoly rose, controlling vast oceans and countless lives, ruthlessly dominating the global green trade. Thick, heavy leather ledgers recorded everything, while ink stained the official pages, tracking millions of imported dried leaves. Sleek wooden clipper ships cut waves, racing fiercely across the treacherous oceans, desperate to deliver the freshest harvest. But this relentless, desperate national thirst drained enormous vaults of solid silver, flowing endlessly back to the east. The majestic, wealthy Qing dynasty emperors demanded only pure, heavy silver bullion, refusing to trade for foreign goods. Shiny, heavy silver ingots stacked high, reflecting the immense wealth of China, leaving the British Empire deeply impoverished. Dark, quiet chambers filled with panic, as royal advisors debated financial ruin, searching for a sinister, desperate solution. Fingers traced lines across old maps, plotting a dark, devastating new trade, targeting the vulnerable borders of Canton. Far away under the blistering sun, vast, beautiful, toxic floral fields bloomed, holding the terrifying answer they needed. A sharp blade sliced the bulb, and thick, milky, poisonous tears wept, destined to forcefully buy the tea. The cursed black cargo finally sailed, sailing quietly toward an unsuspecting empire, ready to destroy millions of souls. Across the vast, turbulent Atlantic Ocean, another fleet carried the heavily taxed green gold, destined for the distant American colonies. A royal stamp forcefully hit parchment, declaring unjust heavy taxes on every single dried leaf, angering a fiercely independent people. Bustling colonial ports received the cargo, but the atmosphere was remarkably tense and incredibly heavy, a brewing storm of rebellion. Dark tea brewed in colonial homes, stirring deep conversations of liberty and absolute unyielding freedom, far from British royal control. Men gathered secretly in dimly lit taverns, whispering dangerous, treasonous thoughts against the distant crown, fueled by the bitter, warm drink. Rough hands tightly gripped pewter mugs, splashing the hot, dark liquid onto scratched wooden tables, as revolutionary ideas finally, forcefully crystallized. The mighty East India Company demanded obedience, forcing their monopoly upon the proud, restless colonial merchants, pushing them dangerously over the edge. Heavy brass locks secured the warehouses, guarding tons of unsold, controversial, exotic Asian harvested leaves, waiting under the cold autumn rain. Dark clouds gathered over the restless city, mirroring the explosive political tension building incredibly fast, threatening the powerful global empire. A solitary, discarded leaf blew across cobblestones, crushed suddenly beneath the heavy black boot of a soldier. A silent, chilling warning of violence. Ships remained locked in the cold harbor, their controversial cargo held hostage by angry, determined, brave patriots, absolutely refusing to pay the tax. Cold rain dripped from the rigging, pooling silently around the base of the massive wooden masts, capturing the gloomy, desperate, heavy mood. Secret meetings grew larger and far bolder, as passionate, fiery speeches echoed through the freezing dark night, calling for immediate, drastic, revolutionary action. A handwritten flyer fluttered in the wind, urging brave citizens to fiercely resist the tyrannical, unjust monopoly, demanding absolute, total political representation. The inevitable breaking point finally approached, as disguised men quietly moved toward the silent, waiting docks, forever changing the course of history. The moon hid behind thick winter clouds, as silent shadows boarded the ships, beginning the ultimate historical rebellion. Sharp steel hatchets slammed into wooden chests, violently shattering the heavy royal oak containers, spilling the highly prized green cargo. Hundreds of heavy crates were dragged out and thrown forcefully into the freezing waves, destroying millions in imperial wealth. Delicate dried leaves cascaded through the air, falling like dark snow into the harbor, dissolving a long, powerful monopoly. The enormous harbor transformed into a teapot, brewing a bitter drink of pure defiance, shocking the distant British king. Salty seawater ruined the precious exotic harvest, washing away the labor of distant farmers, turning green gold into waste. Morning light revealed a totally changed city, signaling the fierce birth of a nation, ready to fight for ultimate freedom. A single soaked leaf clung to wood, representing the total collapse of royal authority, washed ashore by the incoming tide. News of this dramatic bold act spread, igniting fierce fires across the 13 colonies, uniting them against a common enemy. Inksects printed the shocking story, carrying the message to every distant town, sparking a brutal, long, bloody war. British warships soon blockaded the entire harbor, determined to punish the defiant American citizens, demanding full payment for the tea. Heavy iron cannons pointed directly at the city, casting dark shadows over the bustling docks, threatening total, absolute, merciless destruction. But the desperate colonists refused to yield, choosing instead to gather their powerful weapons, preparing for the ultimate deadly sacrifice. Musket balls were carefully cast from lead, replacing the fragile cups of elegant gatherings, as violence became the only language. A simple green leaf from distant mountains had triggered the violent birth of America, forever altering the modern Western world. While one continent violently broke away, the insatiable royal thirst for tea remained, draining even more precious silver. Heavy imperial vaults slowly grew dangerously empty, as immense fortunes flowed relentlessly eastward, buying the delicate dried green harvest. The powerful corporate monopolies sought a cure, finding salvation in a beautiful, deadly flower, growing under the blistering sun. Sticky, dark, toxic resin was carefully collected, rolled into small, heavy, concentrated spheres, trading pure poison for sweet tea. Shadowy wooden ships silently approached the coast, carrying highly illegal, addictive, destructive black cargo, bypassing the strict imperial guards. Sweet, thick, intoxicating smoke filled dark rooms, capturing the helpless minds of millions, bringing a proud, ancient empire down. A once mighty, glorious civilization slowly crumbled, as crippling, deadly, dark addiction heavily spread, purchased entirely by foreign greed. A furious, desperate emperor finally demanded justice, issuing strict, severe, unforgiving, absolute royal decrees, banning the foul imported poison. Thousands of wooden chests were violently smashed, dissolving the toxic foreign black market resin, mixing with the cleansing tide. The dark, deadly spheres boiled in lime, melting away under the harsh, angry sun, destroying immense illegal colonial wealth. But the distant, powerful empire demanded retribution, sending massive, terrifying, iron, steam naval warships, unleashing an era of destruction. Heavy, blazing iron ruthlessly shattered ancient wood, tearing through the proud, traditional, majestic fleet, enforcing the brutal, bloody trade. Coastal cities burned fiercely under gray skies as modern, devastating, ruthless, advanced, brutal weapons forced a terrified nation open. Humiliating forced treaties were signed in blood, surrendering sovereign, sacred territory and ancient ports, ensuring the endless green harvest. A small rocky island became a fortress, securing total, complete, absolute foreign imperial dominance. All for a cup of tea. The ancient, impenetrable iron gates finally shattered, as foreign colonial troops marched proudly inside, claiming ultimate, absolute, unquestioned victory. Precious imperial jade lay shattered in dust, reflecting the devastating, sudden, tragic, total collapse of a proud, ancient dynasty. Secret foreign spies infiltrated the misty mountains, stealing the most sacred, highly guarded plants, smuggling them safely far away. Tiny, fragile green seeds hid in glass, holding the stolen biological ancient secret code, ready to break the monopoly. Massive new emerald estates bloomed in India, replacing the ancient traditional Chinese mountain gardens, shifting global power once again. Exhausted native hands picked the fresh harvest, enduring harsh, grueling, relentless, difficult daily labor, feeding the endless British thirst. Heavy black iron trains cut through jungles, transporting millions of tons of green gold, feeding an expanding modern empire. Cold steel factory gears violently crushed leaves, replacing the gentle, careful, ancient artisan hands, prioritizing pure mass industrial production. Elegant afternoon rituals blossomed across the nation, hiding the bloody, dark colonial historical reality beneath a veneer of civilization. A polished, shiny, royal silver teapot gleamed, distorting the painful, brutal truth of history, offering only warm, sweet comfort. The humble leaf had conquered the world, connecting vastly different, distant continents and cultures, leaving a deep, permanent scar. Dark amber liquids spilled across the borders, staining the historical maps with invisible blood, marking territories of immense grief. Wealthy merchants shouted in crowded grand halls, bidding on the precious harvested exotic leaves, determining the fate of nations. A heavy wooden auction gavel slammed down, echoing loudly through the massive silent room, finalizing the vast global trade. The glorious sun slowly began to set, casting long dark shadows over the empire, built entirely on green leaves. Empires rose and violently fell, but the humble green harvest survived, outlasting all the greedy, powerful kings. Delicate, ancient traditions were forgotten, replaced by fast, cheap paper bags, prioritizing ultimate, total, global mass convenience. Massive steel container ships, cross-navigating the exact same historical oceans, delivering the ancient, warm, green comfort. The dusty, dried leaves expand, bleeding beautiful, warm, dark amber colors, masking the deeply painful, historical scars. Millions of busy modern people sip this incredible ancient wild medicine, entirely unaware of its bloody past. They seek only temporary peace, finding quiet solace in warm water, just like the ancient solitary monks. Far away in misty mountains, the original ancient wild trees remain, standing silent, outliving human greed forever. A single pristine crystal dewdrop gently kisses the vibrant emerald surface, waiting patiently for the next dawn. The deep, enduring green roots continue to silently nourish the earth, forgiving the endless, brutal human wars. Look deeply into your cup. The swirling, dark, rich, beautiful depths hold the immense weight of history. The quiet, calm, modern kitchen feels incredibly peaceful and wonderfully safe, far from the roaring ocean battles. Ethereal, white, warm, fragrant steam slowly rises, dancing into the air, carrying whispers of the fallen empires. With every single quiet sip, you consume centuries of magnificent triumph and decades of unspeakable human tragedy. The humble, ancient wild leaf conquered absolutely every corner of Earth, demanding the highest, ultimate, deadly price. Never just a simple drink, but the most powerful, silent force that shaped our modern, broken world.